you are not a tourist of people's pain. You must live there so that you're not there just to extract. You must understand. You must make relationships, right? I'm not capitalizing on poverty. I'm speaking the truth, and I'm packaging it in a beautiful way, and I'm putting it in a place where it's not supposed to be. Oh, I don't know who I am. I really don't. Like, what a hectic question. Yeah, Kopano is a storyteller. I am the creator of City of Shacks. I am a qualified and trained actor. But like I said, I prefer the word storyteller because I believe stories find me in whatever medium they want to be told. A tricky question. And it's a tricky question because I have been trying to figure that out too, right? But I mean, the obvious things is a home is a structure. I grew up in a place where there was a structure and it was walls and not zinc. And there's windows and there's a mom and there's a dad. A home to me is community. Give me work next door who we can always go to for sugar and butter and milk. It's the love, it's the warmth, It's probably it's supposed to be the closest thing to God, That's what I believe a home is. But yeah, I'm also a home. Yeah. The work is not about me, but how it impacted other people. Oh, yeah, impact. So weird. I was listening to a clip by Maya Angelou today, and she said that purpose is not what you do. It's how it makes other people feel when you do what you do. Right, so the impact was even in putting up. I mean, I had a centerpiece in the exhibition, which was a life-size shack. Putting up a life-size shack in the middle of Cape Town, at an arts exhibition or an art gallery, where that shack doesn't belong there. And seeing the reaction, even from the gallery owner, the gallery director, you can see that things like that make people uncomfortable, but what makes the next person uncomfortable is someone else's lived reality. So even at the gallery, there was a special moment with one of the cleaners, and she cried, and she was like, wow, like, I've been working at this establishment for so long, but they don't even know that this is the house that I go back to. And to see it here, right? The resonance in people who came and said, I grew up in a shack and I never ever thought about something like that, So that for me was the impact, was to say the work is not about me, but how it impacted other people. So I was approached by a colleague of mine. He's an actor. And he said, I work for this really cool, I'm a project manager for this really, really cool organization called Acetage, and this is a project that we're doing, and the project is child-led, right? The title of the project is Home, and we need someone who's going to curate or creatively direct an exhibition that again is child-led. So what is the meaning of home, and what does home look like, but through the lens of children? Right. And in the beginning, I was like, I don't really like kids, man, because I really don't, man. I don't have the patience, Yeah. But it was when I interacted with the children. So, like, first of all, that's the phone call. Okay, cool. So where's this thing? Okay, we're in Capricorn. I have no idea where Capricorn is. How do I get to Capricorn? Someone tells me how to get to Capricorn. I get to Capricorn and it's shacks. So in my head, I'm like, why am I back here? Because I don't want the shack business anymore, right? Because the project is done. So like, why am I back in this place that is shacks? And that was actually how, like, I was like, oh, it is the continuation of the work, right? Like, it speaks to the theme of my work in June, because my work was centered around the idea or trying to figure out what home is. New age Sarafina was brought back to life because she was sleeping. We were like, we're not doing that anymore. I am working in Vrygrond, Capricorn, at a time where gang violence is at its all-time high. People are dying. Children are dying. People are going to jail. People are scared. Yeah. And I have to tell the story. But there's also children. There are children who remember, who see, who know more than we think they know, who share the same sentiments about me. A girl that just came from Johannesburg who is privileged, quote unquote, and is shocked. But those kids are as shocked as me to be like, what is this? You know, we are afraid of living in these communities because of ABC, you know, and we never think about the kids, right? We never think they see or they know, that are able to say, okay, Teacher Kopano, this is how we want the story to go. But it's exactly how I thought the story should go. Yeah.
I dislike in our community is when they kidnapping children. What I don't like about my community is the people shooting. People kidnapping children and people who are drinking. The thing I don't like about my community is when they abuse people.
Moment was the fact that Cape Town is a very dangerous place. And colored people are traumatized. And their trauma manifests as a lot of anger. But it's trauma. It's trauma because of what was taken away from them. It's trauma because what was given to them in return of survival. Things that we never speak about. That for me is the two things. Cape Town is an extremely violent place. It is an extremely unfair place. It is not a place that is meant for black bodies and brown bodies and colored people to exist. That was the one thing that stood up for me. Also the fact that I've never seen so many comfortable white people in my life. Like I've never in my life seen so many comfortable. We love the white people. My hopes for the project. First of all, I need to stop taking photographs of shacks. I'm tired. Like we need another backdrop. Okay? Like I need another backdrop. Africa seems like a great backdrop. Like take me to a place where there's huts and stuff, but like I don't want to do the shack thing anymore. But on a serious note, is for it to travel. And we are constantly seeing black bodies live in circumstances and in situations and places where we shouldn't be living, right? Because we were here first. And no one wants to have that conversation. And I think my art has that conversation. So, like, let's go. You know, like the work must travel. People must know. These aren't just mothers and children who are growing up in shacks and in these gang-infested communities, but like these are children with names who deserve to be remembered. These are the ministers and the teachers and the police officers of the future, right? So like I want their names to be known and I want their stories to be known and remembered and recorded in history books. And I know it sounds so crazy, but like that's what I want, you know, like I don't think I make work for vibes or for popularity. I think I make very impactful work. And impact is in reach. But I think that's where I am. I'm like, let's take Cape Town. Let's take the city of shacks to the world.
So where is it going, guys?
I can't say a lot now, okay? But like we have an exhibition soon.
Yes.
You know, I'm gonna have to go get a visa soon. So like we're leaving, guys. Like I'm going to America. Oh yeah. There's a song by Zoe Mutiga that says Inhlupeko iyadabukisa ayisifanele njengabantu abamnyama. Oh, that's it. Like guys, inhlupeko ibuhlungu.
Ukuthi kumele siphile kanjena uzojikisa